At the edge of a dying town, cloaked in mist even at noon, stood a library that time had forgotten. The walls oozed damp secrets, and the windows remained permanently fogged, like breath trapped on cold glass. Locals spoke of cursed soil beneath its foundation, but no one remembered who first whispered the warning, or if that person had ever existed at all. Amy wandered in that library one rainy afternoon, seeking silence from a life too loud with regret. The storm outside mirrored the one inside her. She didn't notice how the rain seemed to hush as she stepped through the door, or how the musty air tasted of rot and rusted memories. Behind the counter stood a woman, gaunt, hollow-cheeked, eyes like polished obsidian marbles. She didn't blink. "Looking for something you lost?" the woman rasped. Amy hesitated, just browsing. But she felt the librarian's gaze follow her like a predator in the tall grass. Amy's fingers traced the dusty spines until one book snagged her touch. A thick volume, bound in gray leather so cracked it looked like old skin. It had no title, just a faint impression of something once burned into it and long since faded. The temperature dropped as she touched it. Her breath fogged. The air shifted.
She opened it.
The first page was blank. Then, ink bled up from beneath the paper, forming words in jagged script. Her own thoughts. She turned another page. More appeared. The sins she never spoke of. The ones she'd buried in silence. Guilt curdled in her stomach. Regret she thought forgotten now screamed back in print. Word for word. Pain for pain. Her trembling hands tried to shut the book. They wouldn't move. Visions burst from the pages, her standing barefoot on the old iron bridge, toes curled over the edge, eyes blank, the black river below churning like a mouth ready to swallow. Each turn of the page made her heartbeat stumble, like the book was dragging her through her own nightmares. A distant bell tolled. Amy blinked, snapped out of the trance. She shoved the book into her bag and ran. But the library door didn't creak this time. It shrieked, like something inside was angry to let her go. That night she tried to forget, but the book remembered her. She dreamed of whispers crawling through the keyhole, of pale hands reaching from under her bed. And when she woke, the book was there, resting below her head. When she woke up and turned the final page, there was a message written in nightmarish red ink. "Your sins demand balance. You have 24 hours. The bridge awaits. Release is your only salvation." She screamed and hurled it into the fireplace, but the flames recoiled in terror. The book would not burn. Its cover glistened cold, like frostbite on dead flesh. Desperate, Amy returned to the library as dawn bled into gray. The librarian was waiting by the door. "You read it?" she said. Not a question, a judgment. "Please, take it back," Amy choked, thrusting the book forward. But the woman only shook her head slowly. The book doesn't punish the innocent. It reveals. And then it collects. Amy's heart pounded. She remembered the town rumors. People found at the bridge with horror carved into their faces. Every one of them clutching that same book, the final page fluttering in the wind. "No," she whispered, stepping back. "I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't deserve—" The librarian's eyes glinted. "The book disagrees." Midnight. Cold wind howled through the skeletal trees. Amy stood on the edge of the old bridge. Below, the river churned, a liquid void. The book pressed against her like an anchor, heavy with all she had tried to forget. Invisible hands curled around her shoulders. The voice was inside her now. Release, balance must be restored. Tears blurred her vision as her feet moved. Not her choice, not anymore. With one final breath, Amy stepped into the dark. The last page tore free, caught in the wind, curling like smoke, waiting for the next name. Back in the library, the gaunt woman smiled. She slid the book back onto the shelf. Its cover pulsed once, warm now, like blood beneath skin. And it waited, hungry for the next reader. The reader, which the book decides.